Welcome to my training sessions, how to step back in waltz, tango, Viennese waltz, foxtrot and quick step for beginners. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Don't you have nightmares when you have a waltz performance? You have to step back and you have a bunch of steps back. All right, and you feel uncomfortable. So let's answer some or cover some aspects of how to make your steps back comfortable. So first of all, let's talk about our legs. We have 3 joints in our leg, which is the hip joint, the knee joint, and the ankle joint. And all those joints can bend. So hip, it bends. When it bends, you're moving backwards. Like here's the chair. I have an imaginary chair, and I'm going to sit down. So first, you're going to take your hips and move them back. Move them back. Okay, so the movement of the hip and the hip joint, for beginners especially, is very foreign. So how to feel it? So take your hand, place it in the crease between your body and your leg, where your leg bends, right here, and then move your hip back. And when you do this, your hand is going to be smashed in between your leg and in your belly or your body, let's say, and like a sandwich. So you're going to feel it. So that's the hip joint in this action. Okay, so that's what you need to practice many times, especially for beginners, since you don't know how the movement feels yet. So you want to exaggerate everything. So for example, I want to feel how my hip joint acts. So I'm going to place my arm on the hip and I'm going to really move it back until I am maybe in a very funny position, but at least my hand is like a sandwich in between, like a cheese in between the leg and my body. And I start feeling something new. Okay, I've never done this before. So for beginners, it's very important that you exaggerate the point until you find what is good for you. So that's how your hip is working, your hip joint. You bend and your body goes back. So we will need that when we go backwards because we're talking about backward steps. So remember that. Now, then, we have knees. Knees are just designed so we cushioning the action. So knees don't do much. Well, they do, but not in our topic here. So they just cushioning your action. Goes down and up. When you bend your knees, you go up and down, up and down. That's all. Right? And then we have ankles. And when you bend your ankle, your body going to go forward. So here I am. I started bending my ankle, and of course I need some kind of support. I need a partner to hold on to, or of the wall or the chair. So I need something to show you how the ankle bends and how I go forward. Here we go, and then I step. Okay? So those 3 joints are important in steps in ballroom dancing. And now let's prove that stepping back is not nightmare by doing this exercise. Place yourself on the standing leg and you're going to work on your hip. So you're going to bend your hip joint, moving back like you want to sit down. Move, 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 move. Place the leg behind you, and then you're going to move your assets from point A to point B. Okay, see, my hip is already moving. So all of this, I'm going to move to a foot that I place behind me. And I am again sitting here, so it meaning that my hip joint is bent. Okay, I bring my feet together, and then let's start again. I'm going to bend my right hip, the hip of the leg that I'm standing on, my right hip. I'm going to bend this hip. Okay, like I'm sitting down. I want to sit down in the chair. Placing the foot behind. Okay, so hip moves, and I'm going to move my hips to this other leg and making sure that I'm still in a sit down position. So, and as I'm on this leg, I just step back and I'm looking around, and I'm feeling good because I'm in balance and it's comfortable for me. I'm not falling anywhere. So, and I want you to spend time here to notice where your balance is. Okay, and then make sure when you're spending time on this leg, you're thinking about, is my hip joint bent? And then you bring feet together. And let's try it one more time, maybe from this angle. So here's my leg behind me, and here is my hip. My hip moves back. I place my foot behind me, and I'm moving like somebody taking my hips and moving back. And then I come back to my point A, and then I move back and come back and move back. Okay, so bending, moving, and coming back. Bending my standing hip and moving back. And as I do this, my hips are very soft. My hip joints is very soft. Hip and then back. Okay, and always try to come up and down and here and back. So I suggest you to do this many times. So next time you step back, you're going to recognize this comfortable place. Well, now it is your turn to try it. Stepping back is fun. Write me a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you next time. Bye.